Hello traders, good day to you all. This is Christopher Glen. Today it is the 5th of June 2014 and this is the daily market review for the current market status. All day long we've got a meeting regarding the G7 in Europe. As you can see, we already had several announcements. Not a very important announcement. We had a bad announcement regarding the Australian dollar. The Australian dollar has been losing a lot of funds, a lot of strength for the during the night time, during the Asian markets time frame. And at the moment, we're expecting to hear more about the G7 meeting. After that, at 12 p.m., meaning that in an hour and a half from now, we will have several announcements regarding the pound, and then another announcement regarding the pound generally during the day. But after that, we've got the unemployment claims in the United States, the European Central Bank press conference, and building permits at the same time, 1:30 p.m. GMT time today. So it'll be a very complex expression on the charts. We will have to wait a bit to see what will be the expression. Again, the announcement regarding the dollar and the Canadian dollar will be produced, will be published at the same time, and we will need to wait a bit more to see what will be the expression of the European Central Bank press conference, because obviously that's not a specific announcement. It's an already going, it's a going press conference, and we can't really combine the expression on all the currencies at the same time. What I'm advising you to do is try to locate potential trades in front of the Japanese yen, Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, or US dollar versus Japanese yen, and then the euro will express its difference, its expression with a strong or weak euro, and that will add several more assets to trade during that time. Beside that, at 3 p.m., an hour and a half after that, we've got an announcement regarding the Canadian dollar. And tomorrow, obviously, the very important day of the non-farm payroll, the NFP, and unemployment rate in the United States. At the same time, we'll have the unemployment change and unemployment rate, the employment change and unemployment rate in the Canadian market. Therefore, we will have a lot of possibilities for tomorrow. But for today, we do have a very liquidized potential. And let's go to the chart. Let's see what is our expectation. Today I'm going to do a bit different analysis. I'm going to conduct an analysis regarding a variety of assets. I'm going to do that for a short period because I do want to explain what will be the potential for today's market's condition. So first of all, as we're doing always, let's go to the dollar index. I've been talking about the dollar index for the past several days, even weeks, explaining why the stronger dollar is definitely a potential to continue in the markets. We saw the daily movement. From this area over here, I already mentioned that the dollar should climb higher, and we saw a very smooth, clean uptrend movement, strong dollar in the market. Today and tomorrow will be a very difficult and a very important day regarding the continuance of the dollar's potential. In terms of economy, I can tell you that the potential is to see the dollar dropping down. No question about that, because that is the equivalent movement. Okay, that's the average movement, upward and downward around the same levels. Therefore, the potential is to see a downtrend movement, a weaker dollar in the market. An unexpected but logical movement in terms of structure is to see the dollar gaining strength. The dollar has been fighting for a lot of time. I'll show you the weekly chart. We can see that on the weekly chart we've received, again, we had a very long downtrend over here, and then we had a fluctuation level. Basically, we're consolidating around the same levels in a corrective pattern. We've received an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave should be on its way. Now, from this moment and beyond, we've received fluctuation level during 2012, 2013, when we had the fiscal cliff here at the beginning of 2013, and we saw what was the expression on behalf of the American Federal Reserve. What was the expression in terms of buying bonds and releasing more funds into the market, causing the market to climb higher. Dow Jones, S&P 500 and Nasdaq climbed higher without a logical base, and we can see that right now Glen, which is the head chairman of the Federal Bank, is basically trying to lower the amount of support, but every time she's stating that she's going to lower the amount of support to the American market, then we can see that the market is reacting in a very large volatile without a specific direction. So at the moment the market is fluctuating around the same levels. We can say that the dollar in terms of the weekly chart should complete its condensed structure. As I said, it might be that we're heading this turning point. We might see this uptrend movement going on, and then we can join a continuance of a stronger dollar in the market. At the moment, according to the weekly chart, there's a great potential to see a downtrend movement. Therefore, we're in a crossroad, which we will have to see what will be the expression tomorrow after the non-farm payroll. That will lead the dollar toward a new area, whether a strong liquidized downtrend that will continue until the end of the June, or an uptrend, a downtrend, weaker dollar, or an uptrend, stronger dollar that will lead the way till the end of this month. If we'll go to a daily chart on the dollar index, we can see again that we're basically fluctuating around the same level, support and resistance line. I'm expecting the dollar to break this area because according to the long-term analysis, we've received a completion of a structure of the downtrend movement, the corrective pattern. And at the moment, we should see the dollar gaining more and more strength until it'll complete a very nice uptrend move, approximately 10%. That is my expectation. Let's go to several other charts and let's let's see what is our expectation. For example, the Japanese yen. Again, I'm analyzing today's structure because all the analysis for next week will be based on the non-farm payroll, and there's no logic to analyze longer structures at the moment. So according to the dollar index, you know what, let's go back to the dollar index because I do want to show you the hourly chart over there. The hourly chart's no question about it. It's showing us a good potential for an uptrend. We've received a cross. We will receive a cross in the stochastic. The RSI is implying an uptrend movement, and we're basically completing a corrective pattern over here. The potential at the moment today is to see a stronger dollar in the markets. No question about that. We can see the same reflection through the Japanese yen. We can see that we've received an impulse movement climbing higher. We've received an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave, completing its structure. At the moment, the potential is to climb higher on the dollar versus Japanese yen, implying that the dollar should gain strength and the Japanese yen generally should lose strength in the market. But unfortunately, I can say that the same image was not reflected through other charts. On the other hand, we can see good potential to form a weakness on behalf of the euro when we're placing it in front of the Japanese yen. Again, we've received an impulse movement dropping down, an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave climbing higher. We should see a bit of an uptrend over here, and then we should see the collapse. An hourly chart reveals approximately the same structure. Again, a potential to drop down to 139. That's a logical pullback for this structure. Euro versus Canadian dollar, nothing over here at the moment. Scrolling back a bit, we can see that we had a very long-term uptrend impulse movement. Basically, to complete the structure over here, we will need to see an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave completing its structure lower, and there will be a logical pullback to catch an uptrend movement. Euro versus the US dollar, nothing over here. I told you the dollar itself is expected to gain strength, therefore I'm expecting to see a downtrend movement over here combined with the weakness on behalf of the euro. That's a very logical trade at the moment, but I will take the position only once the trade will cross this trend line. Cross beyond the trend line, and the close beyond the trend line will indicate that indeed the market is ready to set another lower rate than the last lower rate, and then we can catch a very nice and smooth downtrend movement on this chart. We can see that the euro at the moment is losing a lot of strength in front of the pound. This spike that we've received at the moment is an expression of the G7 meeting, and we will see another variety of spikes like this along the way, analyzing other charts as well. Let's go to the commodities. Let's see what's going on with the gold and the silver. The gold and silver, you can say that for the past 4 or 5 days, the past week, it's just fluctuating around the same levels. Basically, the gold is looking for a new indication regarding the dollar. That's exactly what I've said regarding the dollar as well. We can see that the market is fluctuating, waiting for the announcement regarding the non-farm payroll. We may see a bit of liquidity during today's announcements regarding the dollar, but Basically, the gold and the silver both are waiting to see the expression on the non-farm payroll that will publish tomorrow. The dollar versus South African rand. I've been talking about this asset for a long time. I've said that I'm expecting to see an uptrend since this area, and indeed we've received a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4 is forming at the moment, and a logical uptrend, a stronger dollar in the market is very logical over here. An uptrend movement, I will definitely look for an entry point for this potential, an uptrend movement on this potential. Let's look at the Turkish currency. Been talking about these assets a lot. Over here in the Turkish currency, we've received a bit of a different structure: an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave is on its way. At the moment, we do have an ABC, smaller structure over here, giving us a pullback toward the band, a green band. That means that we were looking for a nice uptrend movement. As you can see, all the charts are reaching difficult areas where on one hand we can see a significant weakness on behalf of the dollar that would change the course of the entire chart. When I'm saying that, I mean that if this trend line will be crossed, then we're looking for a different direction. We're looking for a stronger Turkish currency, or let's say a weaker dollar in the market. But at the moment, no question about it, my opinion is that we will see this chart climbing higher as the South African rand. That's the same in front of the Turkish. That is my expectation. The Russian ruble, I've been talking about this chart for the entire month. I gave you a very accurate indication regarding this downtrend, and right now we can definitely say that my expectation was to see an uptrend from the 34 level, and indeed we received a nice uptrend movement, 3%, something like 3% of an uptrend movement. That's not bad for any trader. And right now we can see a pullback. Pullback that completes a corrective pattern structure. My expectation is to see it drop down until 34.7 and then a continuous of an uptrend, just as we're expecting to see in front of the South African rand and the Turkish currency. I'd like to wish you all the best with your trades. Have a pleasant day, then bye bye.